Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flight in the ATR-72 in InterSky colours on a flight from here in Marina Di Campo to Altenrhein. So it's about 90 minutes of flying today in the turboprop plane. Should be quite a good one. We've got scenery on both ends, and specifically on departure today, we've got a scenery out in Italy from the Project Coastline Team, the Project Coastline Italy. So we'll have a look at that in particular as well on departure today. We'll have a look at how it all looks. Very good scenery, not so expensive, and also get a few freebies with it as well. So we'll go into the flight, we'll set everything up, and we'll get ourselves ready for our trip today. So, time at the airport today means it's going to be very particular with our setup. So first things first, we'll start up the battery. Activate the avionics. That's all fine, that's all fine, that's all fine. Jump down to the lighting panel. We'll activate our nav lights. Turn on local lights since it's still relatively dark outside. Everything else though, pretty much set. There's no APU, nothing really to get everything going through that. So jump to the FMS and let's start programming that. First things to our position, so we'll align the IRS. We're currently at Lima India Romeo Juliet. We'll take our GPS position, stick into the IRS position, and head over to the gate, where it stands 3. And there we go, right. Routes. So, this will require a bit of a program for us. There we go, perfect. So, departure airport is Lima India Romeo Juliet. And the arrival airport is Lima Sierra Zulu Romeo. Lima Sierra Zulu Romeo. Perfect. Our flight number is going to be 3 Lima 887. And our company routes, we'll do that manually, as was the runway. Next page, let's load up our trip. But before we do that, let's greet our passenger, shall we? So we'll start a flight, departing from Marina Di Campo to Altenrhein, 3 Lima 887. Cruising at 20,000 feet, so it's not a very high cruise in our ATR, but we get quite a good view of the, especially the Alps as you hit across that. Flight time, put 1 hour and 30 on the clock. I'll put 1 hour and 25 on the clock. Departure will be approximately, so I said 1:45. So I've said we'll probably do it in about 25, 26, 27 minutes. 26 minutes in departure. ATR-72 with 43 people on board. It's not a full aircraft. Have quite a few empty seats. This is a freeware plane, so it's a freeware airplane. I'll go into detail about that with the setup as well. So a few things to talk about. No Wi-Fi, no entertainments. Couldn't find a boarding music or safe briefing for InterSky, so we have to do all the defaults for today. We do get snacks. We don't get a meal. To be fair, snack service were really light anyway, so we'll take that and we'll get going. Thank you, Leaf, for being a sponsor. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the channel. You're a start. Right, let's look at our routes, shall we? So our first waypoint is going to be Cardu. From there, we fly the Quebec 703 to Calmo, where we then fly direct to Rolsa, which is the end of our flight plan. So not too many waypoints today. It's a very simple trip. Departing runway 34, arriving on runway 10 with the Rolsa 3 Hotel being our arrival SID. To arrival star, no SID today. Yeah, so it's a freeware ATR. It's the Virtual Coastline model, so Virtual Coastline being the F6 F2000 for payware developers. They're going to do their own payware range for Microsoft Flight Sim in the future, but they've given away their external models like kind of freeware presents for people. So, yeah, people converted it. There's 2 versions. You've got one with CJ4 Cockpit, which we're using today, and there's also another version which uses the Beach Baron. Not Beach Baron, sorry, the King Air cockpits instead. So 2 versions. We're going for the CJ4 cockpits. That's more of the layout, I guess, is kind of more realistic to it. And we set our displays up as well, so that'll take a couple of minutes. Yeah, now based on the FMS today. Menu. What kind of layout would we go for today? Rows. Now I'll do arc for the main display. But it's the background I'm more interested in changing today. Range, that's fine. Source from the FMS, that's fine. Config references, V speeds. We'll set those V speeds later. Config, that's what I wanted. Right, set that to millibars, the pressure. Pascals, there we go.
Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
And in this one, we will leave it as is, I think.
We're ready to go when you are.
Yeah, that should do us quite nicely. So, we'll leave that as it is. Get out of that. Change that out if we wanted to. Probably switch out to terrain mode. Now, leave it in standard black and white, perfect. Right, so that's all set. Doing off the FMS, that's fine. We'll plug in our departure information now. So departing runway 34, no SID. That's all set. Looking good to go. Right, at this point, we've now done with the basic aircraft setup. There's a jetliner here. I can tell you now, the A320 will not be able to take off at this airport. Almost too short, and departure path too tight. So they're going to struggle today. So that's all set, that's all set. Initial cruise, we'll set up our performance now. To be fair, it's using the default CJ4 cockpit. I don't even know if half systems even work in this at the moment. Go back to the main menu, shall we? So your directs to index doesn't work. Fair enough, so we'll just kind of do the climb manually ourselves, I think. 250,000, that's fine. We'll do it all through the altitude anyway. Right, that's fine. So we're on Unicom, we're on 122.800. We'll set the altitude to 20,000, should be our initial cruise. As long as the FMS provides us with the basic navigation data, that's what I particularly need on today's flight. So as long as we've got that all sorted, we should be alright. We'll listen to the ATIS information now to get the latest weather from Altenrhein, although presumably I don't think there is ATIS in this airport, so I can request it. I'm not going to get anything from it. Yeah, notation nearby, so let's have a look if there's any other alternatives we can go for. The answer is not particularly, because okay, I'll go for Lyra instead then. So ATIS, voice, Lyra. This is the closest station to us that comes with ATIS, and therefore will be the most similar weather to our current location.
Wind 200 at 3 knots. CS. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew 12.12 degrees Celsius. To meet to 1019. Winds 200 at 3 knots. CS. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew 12.12 degrees.
There you go. So, relatively clear skies. Quite warm at the moment. Pretty much perfect weather for our flying today. Right, so we've set up the aircraft's FMS. That's all ready to go. We are... flight director on. Set the altitude, that's fine. We'll set the... zoom out slightly on the map here. So if I go to range, just zoom out slightly. 40 will do nicely. Right, I think we're now ready for engine startup. So greet the passengers, and then we'll start setting up the engines. Good. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this InterSky flight 887 from Marina Di Campo to Altenrhein. We thank you for showing around today. It's a 1 hour and 25-minute flight today with clear skies and should be some fantastic views on the way out today. Any questions, feel free to use the cabin crew. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy flight with us today. So that'll be played into the cabin, and at this point, we'll now go with the engine startup. So first things first, activates the beacon. Oops, if we do that, make sure fuel's on board the aircraft. There's no fuel truck at this airport, so I'll do it all manually. 5340 pounds, 5340. Gonna be most of our aircraft today, I think. 5301, 5359. So we'll go a little bit more. Okay, 5352, that'll do perfect. Right, so beacon lights activated, everything's all active. CLOT sign, make sure it's all active as well. Let's start engine 2, so open the hatch, run, and start. So watching the N1 now for engine 2. There's nothing else for me to do in terms of process, so it's a case of watching the N1 and N2 as the engine starts up for us. And then we'll do the same with engine number 1. There we go, temperature up to life. Engine 2 now starting. Flight phase change to pushback now, so PACX is fully aware that we're starting the engines. We'll wait for the start to disappear, there we go, engine 1 start. Wait for the N2 to hit about 8. Engine 1 starts. We'll quickly set up the Unicorn for today's flight, so departing runway 34. Direct departure routes. There's no real taxiway numbers, just a stand 3. No SID, nothing else for a set, that's all fine. Engines 1 2 are stable, activates the pitot heat, both engines, park brake and oil pressure. I don't know how to get rid of that oil pressure warning, it's something that I've always had in the CJ4, but regardless of what I do, it's always something that stays there. If anybody knows how to get out that engine oil pressure warning, then please do let me know. The A320 is going to try and depart. I'm saying now it's going to be, well, not going to win well for them. I'm sure it's an Italian aircraft as well, so they've obviously changed colours. Right, and that's our taxi intentions. Let's get going. Taxi lights come on. I'm from the UK through and back. I'm from the UK. We will require the backtrack today. We're going to be using the full length of the runway ourselves. Set the flaps into takeoff position. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Make sure there's nothing else I've set in the performance page there, so yeah, I can't use that, so that's all fine. That's all fine, the rest of it we'll do ourselves. Right, I'll announce our intentions to backtrack to runway, so I'll quickly put the parking brake on for the sake of typing. Quickly stick it on there, so LIRG traffic, back tracking, and departing runway 34. Right, park brake released. Apply a bit of throttle, let's get going. There are a few liveries for it, Unit Games, there are a few liveries. So, there are a few aircraft you can... a few airlines you can modify yourself with. In my case, I'm using InterSky right now. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. They've just decided to taxi the other end of the runway, which is problematic because I need the runway myself. So, backtrack to the end of the runway, we'll double check what that A320 is doing, and then we'll work out our own departure. Make sure our landing lights are turned on. There's our strobes. Make sure our transponder's active, doing that from the IVAO panel. Right, we'll hold position and then we'll have to look what that 320 is doing, because he's still on the runway, so I cannot take off until he's moved, basically. But it looks like he's crashed into the bushes over there. So we'll hold position and then we'll wait for him to move. LIRJ traffic, holding runway 04 due to what's the word? Due to traffic on runway. Tell you now, his wing is on the runway, and therefore I can't take off until he's moved. Controller at the moment. Oh yeah, joystick. Yes, I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. Using the HOTAS Warthog. It's 1.6. Because aircraft can't take off this way. Big kill. Okay, well it's 1.6 then, the runway. Because of the hill at the end of the runway, this side is closed for landings. You can take off, well, can't take off here either. Got no idea what he's doing there. Well, he has to crash now, hasn't he? So we'll hold position and wait for them to move. Runway's not clear. There's an aeroplane at the end of the runway there. In fact, the aircraft's decided to crash into the bushes over there. No idea where he's going now, but I will dot wallop that later. Right. Runway is clear now. Let's get going, shall we? Throttle 40, 1-2 stable. Let's get going. V1. Rotate. Positive right, gear up. And then following the flight director, we'll make a left-hand turn, circle the island, and get ourselves onto the routes. Yeah, got some very, very pretty scenes to enjoy today from the Project Coastline Team. Some of the best looking scenery actually in the sim, I'd say, at the moment. Especially those rock formations down there. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, in this instance, Simbrief is incorrect because the runway 16 side is closed. You can't take off for land runway 16 due to the massive hill at the end of the runway. Right, I'm going to reduce the throttle slightly. What I'm going to do is climb at a rate about 1,000 feet per minute. Now we can enjoy the scenery as well as have a steady climb up. So autopilot active, we'll turn on the nav mode and vertical speed, set that to 1,000 feet per minute. We can minimise the throttle. Climb out. But let me tell you, these coastlines today, some of the best that we'll be seeing. Flaps up. Adjust the power accordingly. So we're going to push up to about 250 knots now. What I do like is the speed predictor. So based on my throttle input, it actually predicts where the speed will top out for certain instances. So 230, put a bit more power back in. That can make a right hand turn now to get itself onto correct heading. Yeah, some of the best coastlines in the sim. Stunning, stunning stuff. So far so good, Alex. So far so good. How you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to the chats. It's a free plane, I-1 Kenobi. It's a freeware aircraft available on Flight Not 2. Again, there's two versions. You get one in the the King Air cockpit. You also get one in the CJ4 cockpit. In my case, I've chosen to go for the CJ4 cockpit option, but you do get a couple of options. You've got a little cruise port down there as well. Very, very nice. So the scenery we're using today is this one. Completely transforms the coastline here at Tuscany. It's a very, very good add-on. I'll actually quite highly recommend, especially finding the area quite a bit. To climb towards the mainland Italy as well. Also these coastlines too have been rebuilt by it. You can't see a present passenger view, Charlie, no. I'm afraid that's one thing you can't see. So, as you continue our climb out, again, nice steady climb out, 1,000 feet per minute. Very shortly we'll be passing through 10,000. Also increase speed over 250 knots. And continue the rest of our flights through there. Altimeter will set to standard. Very good speed actually today, 250. There's no auto throttle, all speed is controlled manually by myself today, so that's something I'll be spending extra careful attention to on our flight today. Cabin is CJ4 cabin. All standard generic cabin on this flight today. So in terms of interior, the interior is not really an ATR-72, but everything else, from sounds to modelling, does fit the parts. Not too badly. I have been on ATR-42 in real life, not been on 72 yet. There's a good chance I'll be flying the Blue Islands one, hopefully later this year, but ATR-42 I've been on, very fun little aircraft, very manoeuvrable based on the past routes of Athens. No giveaway today, Flight Fan, no giveaway. Mods, this is the... I'll find a link to it, let's have a look, Flights Not 2. So for the ATR, I'm using... try and find it. For the ATR, I'm using this. That's the aircraft I'm using. So again, there's two versions. You've got the working cockpit one, CJ4, and the community version, which uses the Beechcraft. Continue our climb out. Probably increase rate now at this point, so jump up to about 1,800. Increase throttle 2, just so we don't need speed. Not go too fast. FCD aircraft's now starting to shake a bit there. That is, there's a word for that, technical term, can't remember what the technical term is. Flutter, that's it, the aircraft's fluttering a bit. 10,000, landing lights come off. Also, time for leg lights now since the sun has rised, and therefore shouldn't cause too many problems for us now. Let's zoom out on the map slightly. So PFD menu, zoom out, zoom down to the maps bits. Zoom out, there we go. And from a range point, trying to think what our top percent will be. So cruising at 20,000 today, 246, it'll be 60 miles top percent, and so actually about 60 odd miles radius. Won't be too bad for us in terms of the actual descent portion side of things. As always, that'll be, well, manually calculated today. That won't cause too many problems. 90-minute flying, nice and short flights. An aircraft that's, well, you want to enter the virtual hangar, I guess. How's prop plane with CJ4 cockpit? Well, it's a turboprop aircraft, Jonas, not your standard prop aircraft requires mixture and all that. Turboprop is a bit more free rolling, I guess. Yes, Christo, this is an add-on plane. So I know that Microsoft have announced that they are doing an ATR. That hasn't released yet. It's just freeware add-on. You can get off the flights not to. But hey, it looks the part at least. The cockpit, okay, fair enough. Cockpit's not quite there, but the rest of it does look the parts. Not use the Aerosoft CRJ yet, Alex. Not going to shoot that aircraft just yet. Maybe I'll do a stream at some point in the week with the CRJ. But tomorrow we're doing a standard flight in the A320, flying in EasyJet colours into Innsbruck, which is pretty good. Some very nice scenery to our left-hand side there. There's a few hilltops, a few rolling clouds. Very nice indeed. See discharging cops. So let's have a look, Diego. Runway 34 right. Where's 34 right? Via 16. Not quite sure where runway 34 right is. Yes, again, there's defaults. This thing, is it going to be defaults? I'm fairly sure it will be, but at the same time, it's an Aerosoft partner product. I'd be interested to see kind of how that kind of works out. I mean, if it's freeware aircraft, then absolutely, I think everyone's going to enjoy that. A new freeware aircraft for a hangar, I know I will for sure. And Aerosoft being the creator, it's going to be a good bit of quality in that one, so I am excited. I am excited for it. Nobody owns you, nothing, take it when you're gone. Not quite sure what you mean by that, Nick. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Anyone on 3080 yet? So, based on the last time I calculated its arrival, I'm expecting it to be here in about 14 months, so just over a year. They're doing about 3 or 4 a week at the moment, so yeah, it's based on current speeds. I'm afraid it doesn't look like I'll be getting it this year even. It's annoying, but unfortunately, how many people have ordered them, it is a backlog that a lot of people are waiting through right now. Pass through 15,000, and 5,000 to go until we are cruising altitude today. I think they'll make it 3, or Microsoft could just block. Why would Microsoft block Aerosoft products, Flight Fan? I'm not quite sure why they'd ever do that. I feel for you, says Philip. I mean, if I try and find it earlier elsewhere, there's always a chance I can refund the original order, get somewhere from elsewhere. But ultimately, yeah, a lot of people will be waiting for a while. They're 3080. Gonna take a little while, yeah. Semiconductor shortage. I think there's a silicon issue as well with China at the moment, so there are a few reasons for why it's been so slow. It's like flight peripherals when Microsoft Flight Sim first came out. Joysticks and hardware, even right now, finding brand new stuff is very, very difficult because it's still out of stock everywhere. Second hand, okay, fair enough, time to fill up a bit, but first hand, good luck. Yeah, so with Raildriver, Alex, they actually discontinued about 10 years ago. It was discontinued, but when Dovetail announced they're going to add compatibility for it, they did like a one-off new stock for them. So that's when I got my Raildriver, was like part of the new stock, but it was discontinued for a long, long time before I got my one in my desk right now. Yes, Port Salon, the aircraft flying right now is free. It's the freeware ATR-72 working ATR-72 working cockpits. There's also a community version that uses a different cockpit, but this is the one I'm using right now. And whew, where are we flying over now? That is a beautiful, beautiful harbour down below. That is the town of Livorno. Livorno. And again, the scenery I'm using right now for the coastlines here. That's this one here, Project Coastline's Tuscany. Some beautiful stuff on the market. Also, with Project Coastlines, if you get this Italy scenery, you get Machu Picchu and Cornwall through as well. So you do get a few freebies as well with the Italian coastline scenery. But I do like it. It's a very, very pretty little scenery. This. Yes, PS5 is short life, same reason. There are big shortages at the moment. Waited 10 months here for Bravo Throttle Quadrant. And I know Honeycomb's also got quite a bit of a backlog as well. There's Pisa 2, can you spot the tower? Is there? Oh, down there. Must have missed that. That's part of the coast. Hang on, let me have a look ahead of us. So yeah, we're crossing over into Italy at Porto Venere. You got Florence in towards land, Pisa as well. Or south, but yeah. I fly directly overhead Milan today, it should be pretty good. Actually using Linate as kind of a waypoint, so best is spotting that. Cruise 20,000. We're not going to be super high today. Quite bits of ground scene to enjoy. Of course, the fluttering, something I'll need to manage. I think it looks like 250 is our top speed for this thing. So we'll kind of slowly bleed it off a bit. Won't cause too many delays, I guess. But yeah, flying an aircraft that shakes so violently, you don't particularly want. No, it's Chelsea for Champions League final. I say. Since Tuchel became Chelsea manager, we've played Manchester City 3 times. In all 3 occasions, Chelsea beat them. So, what can you say? 4-4, easy. Yes, Port Salon. I also have the AI ships traffic add-on as well. So you have we'd have populated waters as well down below. Did you ban Nick? No, I haven't banned anyone today. Haven't banned anyone. Yes, Nightbot did something. Not too bad, Nutty. Not too bad. Decent day today at the railway. Did a couple of driving trips. Did 5 driving trips today, so it was nice to get ticked off. I'll do again tomorrow. Should be very good as well. I don't want me to ban him. I mean, I can do if you want me to. Most unrealistic part of the sim is shape of the Earth. We want to have the donut and the sun's in the hole. I guess. So you can see there's a cruise ship down below now. It's part of the ship's ad on that mentioned earlier. Very shortly, also using Porto Venere as a entry point. That's port right there. Take us over La Spezia, and then shortly after that we'll be at the Calmo waypoint. From Calmo, we then fly over Piacenza, Milan, direct overhead Lake Como, which would be pretty good. Lake Como is a very pretty lake. Fly to east of Zurich, and then immediately approach into St Gallen. So we're not actually too far away from Arosa then, which is where we did a lot of our train sim world stuff recently. I'd love to visit it one day, especially the Arosa Line Railway. It's a very pretty bit of track that. Making good progress. ETA is currently at 21:26. So you're saying about 40 minutes to arrival. Expected arrival now 20. Yeah, we're doing very good time today. Very good indeed. Livery, I made this one myself, Robot Clark. I did make this one myself. If people want InterSky livery on FlightControlReplay 2, I can upload it later. I need to figure out what's up that little tail bit there. It's like a thing that kind of got nicked off. I'm not sure where that's from. But apart from that, everything else is pretty good. So if you want me to upload this livery to FlightControlReplay 2, I certainly can do later. IVAO's free to use, Alex. So you just create an account, download the IVAO client, and then go from there, I guess. I've done a tutorial on how to do that, so definitely worth a look if you want to check out IVAO. Please like the livery. Yeah, sure, I can happily upload delivery, that's not a problem. We'll do that tonight then. TUI flight, don't know anything about. The more you ask this, I'm going to do it. It's getting very annoying now. He's constant spam about TUI. What program do I use for deliveries? So this was created with Photoshop. So there's the original way, the classic way which I'm used to, which is Photoshop using 2D texture maps. But there's now a new method through Blender, which I have no idea how to use. So when it comes to flight sim, I'm very old-fashioned how it all works. So I know how to do the original methods, not the new methods. I'm afraid I'm not quite sure how the Blender things works. Maybe it's something for me to research one day. But this was created using the good old Blender method. Sorry, good old Photoshop methods. You have a flat texture sheet and then you kind of paint your livery around that. Yeah, sure, Alex. I'll drop a link to that tutorial now. So if anybody ever wants to learn how to use IVAO, you can do so via this tutorial here, which goes through the process of creating an account and setting it all up. Just going to reduce the throttle slightly again, just to kind of cut back that flutter a bit. Also, seatbelt sign. Could have turned it off a little while ago. How's our cab doing? How's our cabin doing? Yes. Got snacks and drinks in the moment. 100 satisfaction. It's a very small little cabin. Cabin crew at the front, cabin crew at the back. One person off to the toilet. I see Easter going there. Are there any famous people on board? Any names you recognise? Probably not today. I think today's pretty, yeah, pretty standard stuff. There's nobody I recognise. And yesterday's flight, actually, in the 787, we had quite a few names in the aeroplane, so doing quite good yesterday. Today, of course, not quite so good. This is CJ4 cockpit, AvGeek. This is the CJ4 cockpits. CJ4 cockpits combined with the ATR-72. Loco today, we have our own custom locos at the RLR. The websites. That's Lady Lakes. Where are we? Okay, locos making stuff. So I drove today John Rennie, which is this one. It's our newest loco. It's 12-inch gauge track, so it's narrow gauge railway, but the whole setup's very, very good, very professional, so I do quite like it a lot. But yes, this loco here is the one I drove today on the railway. Had about, one trip's about 40 minutes, so 40 times 5, 1 hour, 20, 240. So about 3.5 hours of driving train today. Wasn't too bad. Welcome James, welcome back. I'm just getting started, get back from Jerusalem. Yeah, no worries dude, welcome back. Always glad to have you. Always glad to have you, dude. You also learn how to use Blender, make all deliveries. So models, whenever it came to CAD, I always used desktop, what's it called? It's going to annoy me now. I used to do all my CAD stuff back in the day when I was doing graphic design in college. Sorry, back in high school even, but that's a little while ago. Arrival random gaming, 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour 15 to go today. How hard Microsoft Flight Sim planes? Yes, I don't make planes. I've never made planes. I've done deliveries in the past, but planes, they've always been another thing well out my own reach. Alright, it's got a round turn now, and that takes us now pretty much on a straight line course to Switzerland. Yeah, looking at the map, it's a straight line path, takes you right to the end. A little bit of clouds, a little bit of weather in front of us, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're a third of the way there now, so far so good. What kind of fuel do Loco have? He uses red diesel, Diego. He uses red diesel. Love Drawyah, what do you do for work out of interest? I do railway, I do mainline railway stuff. So I work in the railways, I volunteer at railways, and I stream railways as well, Train Sim World. Tomorrow's flight is from the new airport, Spau, flying from Berlin Brandenburg. Short 330, I don't know yet, James. It's not an aircraft I've seen yet for Microsoft Flight Sim, so I'm afraid the answer is no, I don't think so yet. But a short aircraft, we'd absolutely fly out of luck with that one, so maybe one day in the future. Got some beautiful cloud below. Beautiful cloud, beautiful hills. I mean, look at that. That is just a real-life picture, surely. That is a real-life photo of the outside world. Look at that. Stunning, 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 stunning. Can you do the Innsbruck visual social land approach? We'll see, Flight Sim. Depending on the weather tomorrow, we'll have a look. Steam trains, no, Chris, not yet. So I'm sure at some point I'll do the training for Mad Best Steam Loco. But at the moment, my volunteer license covers me training for diesel locos at the moment. DCS, I've tried DCS, Josh. I've got a couple of the modules for it, but I've not really streamed it in a little while. Wow, it's a little while since I actually did last stream. I don't think I've ever really streamed DCS. I've done a video on DCS, I've not streamed it. But that was a little while ago now. Not been to Switzerland in real life, Alex. It's definitely on my list of places to go. I'm going to trip one day to Zurich, and it's been down in a Rosa as well, so I plan to go there, but I have not been there yet. Weather for Innsbruck tomorrow, well, as of late it's been quite stormy and rainy, but I'm hoping it'll start to pick up a bit towards the weekend, well, towards the end of the weekend, towards the end of Sunday. Welcome, Christoph, how are you doing? Welcome to Champs Chat, how are you today? How are you doing? Not Sprague, your 10:30, very good, Charlie. Each in 26 there, so we've actually gained a couple of minutes on our trip so far. A little bit of bobble from the aircrafts. It's not particularly much, nothing that passengers already feel. Speed stable, aircraft stable, everything's looking really good for our trip today. DC design to Concorde, yes, looking very good at that, so hopefully not too far away from a release now. It's looking really good. Genic, we down the plane, down it from Flight Sim Lot 2, Genic, Flight Sim Lot 2. Yes, DCS have got new clouds. In fact, the next year or so for DCS, looks like they're going to do some, well, completely new renovations, rebuild some of the maps and everything, because I know that at the start of the year they released a video like 100 things we'll do in 2021, something like that, and it did look really good, DCS, so maybe there is a feature on the channel for it. Showing DCS looks nasty from the ground. Two there, Chris, it's a combat flight, so you spend most of the time in the air, not the ground. Yeah, we send our type rating for the ATR, Christoph, we have today. Nah, we won't do too many ATR flights, I think. We've got one more flight I'll do definitely in July, that's definitely on the books. But I don't think we'll do too many ATR flights until the release of the official one from Microsoft Flight Sim. Because the main reason I'm going for the ATR today is because of our departure and arrival airports. InterSky are the only line that operate between Marina Di Campo and Altenrhein, so well, it's kind of our go-to option for today, I guess. But let me tell you, the Italian scenery again, well worth a look. It's not too expensive at €16. It's including tax, and yeah, some of the prettiest coastlines in Flight Sim. Plus, comes with Cornwall free, so in the UK, I do get slightly nicer coastline UK as well. Cockpit Ruben, CJ4 cockpits. No rigger, bigger. This is a freeware. If you go to Swiss, there's a train, the Glacier Express, from Short St Moritz. You'll notice it's outstanding. That's the Erosa line, Alex. That is literally the Erosa line, I believe. Short St Moritz. Trying to think geography, because yeah, you got Shore. So the Erosa line goes to Erosa, so St Moritz is more to the north there. Sorry, no, you are right. Different line, but again, definitely worth a look. The thing with the Glacier Express, is it worth buying a Glacier Express ticket? Or do I just buy the RHB normal loco ticket for the front bit? So I don't get the big windows, but I still get the same effects basically. Who knows? I'm sure I'll do a bit more. Wrestling was a great place if you love new trains. Yes, I'll check out at some point, Chris. There are a few railways I do plan to check out this year. A few heritage things as well. Not too bad, Mega. Not too bad. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you today? How are you doing? Hopefully you're keeping well. Just remember our descent, or top descent, will be about 60 miles today. 60 odd miles from the airport, so... our arrival now, I guess. It's runway... Runway 10 in use on the Rolsa 3 Hotel. -10, Rolsa 3 Hotel. Execute that. So now I've got the rest of the waypoints out, it's very good. 320, takeaway 60. So just before we hit Rolsa, we'll start our descent, 288 miles. So just before Rolsa, we'll start our descent into our destination. It's quite probably high altitude airport actually, so yeah, we're looking at touchdown. Well, it's 14,000 there, flight level 14, so it's 14,000. Hang on. Sorry, it's 14, so it's 1,400. So it's not too high up then. Not as high as I thought it would be. What brought me to aviation? Don't know, flight sim. I've just always enjoyed the. I've always enjoyed being high up in the sky. It's fun, because I actually have a fear of heights when I'm on the... when I'm grounded something, I've got fear of heights, but when I'm in an aeroplane, I don't feel that, so yeah, it's kind of just the thrill for it, I guess. I've always liked aeroplanes. I've never liked standing on cliff tops, I've never liked standing on diving boards or anything like that, but aeroplanes, beautiful. It's freeware, nice to have thought I could have bought it in 320. I don't mind 320 bigger, but like I said, I do plan to try and fly a few different aeroplanes on the channel now. So I think I'm getting, well, everyone's getting bored of the constant 320 flights. The CIJ as well, CIJ has a nice mix. The 747, 787, try and do those every 3 or so weeks. So definitely have a mix of the future. There are 3 lines that pass between Shore and St Maurice. You've got the Bernina Express, Classic Express, and a Rosa line. I'll check out. Yes and yes, Roger. I have played D-Roll Valley and I have played Diesel Railcar Sim. Both are featured on the channel. D-Roll Valley. Nobody really watched that stream, so I can't. Or, yeah, no one really watched that series, so I just ended it. Diesel Railcar Sim. I did a couple of videos on. Probably something I'll revisit some point in the not too distant future. I've done my own wing views, yes, bigger. I've done my own wing views for the camera. You follow my tutorial, essentially. So you change the coordinates, you move the camera around, you set it, and readjust the config again. There's no real config I can share, because it's all directly linked to your own sim, rather than the actual config file. But all the custom cameras are made on myself. Well, you can make them yourself as well. They're very simple. I've showed you how to do it. I've done a tutorial on how to do it all. It's not particularly difficult to do. Real life aviation and Sims, but never flown in real life because of the fear of heights. Have you never flown in real life, Toggle? You're missing out, dude. You're missing out. It's a very, it's a great way to travel. Absolutely adore flying. When you're in your 20s, you're working in Afghanistan, it was 100 or so helos, fixed wing flights. Now in your mid-30s and you're scared of flying. Prefer Sim by far. See, John talking Morse code in chats. Man, that's crazy. Hundreds of flights. Then again, I can imagine that your flights down to Afghanistan weren't always the safest, I guess. Have a suggestion. Do the Okavango Delta. They've seen you through it. Try to find the link. Drop it in Discord. So have a look. Drop it in Discord. I'll have a look. How did the plane come out? Some flights not 2. Flights not 2. Freeware ATR-72. Not too bad, game guy. Not too bad. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you today? Right now, flight fan, we are over. Just back over Milan, actually. Just back over Milan. Have a look at our TCAS. There's an aircraft on the ground, not too far from us, about 5 miles, but they're 20,000 feet below us. An aircraft behind us level, about 20 miles away, so that would be the Airbus we saw at departure earlier today. There they are. But if the clouds aren't too bad, we'll try and look at on this Milan below. Probably as we hit that little bit there, little patch there. Yes, Annabelle, we're doing a flight tomorrow. It's a weekend, so of course we're doing flights. Can you do a tutorial on the ATR-72? I mean, the cockpit's the same as the CJ4, okay, miss? So a tutorial on it would be pointless, because it's the same process as the CJ4. Yes, big win for us today, LeBron James. Not quite Champions League final, but a good start for it. A very good start for it. You live near Altenrhein, so you're ready to see Commercial Plane 6. For a little while, Altenrhein had the, well, you had InterSky, but they went bankrupt a couple of years ago now, didn't they? So, yeah, in terms of Altenrhein departures, there aren't too many these days, but you do live in a pretty good place, Alex. You do live in a very scenic place. Your house is north of Malpensa, very good, Luca. Been to all three Milan airports. Been to Malpensa, Linate, and Bergamo. Malpensa, I did it for a day trip to, Milan. I did Linate as a passing through, so I flew from Catania to Linate, flying from Linate to London City. Spent 1 hour there, so it didn't spend too long. And then I did Bergamo for another pass through, so I went to Bergamo with British Airways, and then flew from Bergamo to La Pedranza with Ryanair. Now there's a 7 hour changing point, so I decided to go to the actual town of Bergamo itself. It's very pretty out there, the cable car to the foothills of the Alps. Very, very pretty. The overlay for the origin destination, the one at the top, gaming guy, that is FlyLive Studio. This is what it mainly looks like. It's a nice little tool this used by streamers. It's called FlyLive Studio. So, down below is Milan. Don't know if we'll spot the airport of Volanta itself, but hey ho, we go through the suburbs at least. Yeah, Linate is about. I'm trying to look for the original seaports, the Long Lake. But I think we're a bit beyond that now. Yes, and too many clouds to really see. So there was Skywork, Swiss Airlines sometimes. Dorniers, they're bankrupt as well. Fair enough. Which kind of Dorniers? 328s or 228s, Alex? So I'll be flying on Dornier DO228s, again hopefully in July. I'll have to wait and see. Yes, Charlie, I have locked my FPS 30 at the moment, so if I unlocked it, I'd do about 40-50, but for the sake of smooth streaming, I have locked 30 on the both OBS and the Sim, yes. 30 locked. To be fair, for flight simming, you don't need any more than that anyway, so you'll be fine. You'll live without it. I'm going to zoom in slightly on the menu now. Whoops, go back. FMS, there we go. Yeah, so in Rosa, we'll be there in 8. Okay, that's your time for arrival, fair enough. So yeah, we'll be there in 15 minutes. About 12 minutes for descent. 12 minutes for descent. Yes, you're overclocking by how much? It really changes. It depends on your own graphics card, really. It depends on how your own graphics card's built. In my case, there you go. That's my afterburner stats. The 1660 I've got right now, because this overclock is so 225 for the core clock and 750 for the memory clock. That's amazing. Most cards don't get anywhere near this for overclocking, so the 1660 I've got has got some very good silicon in it, some very good overclocking capabilities for it. Dad used to fly for Skywork, but Skywork corporate assessment, excellent. Oh wow, that's that's very good there, Alex. Presume he works for one of the banks, or has he? What does he do then, if you don't mind me asking? What does he do? There's the Alps. There's the mountains now coming into view. Yes, I do get more FPS when I'm not streaming, Charlie. So OBS especially can be a bit of a memory hog. So when I'm not streaming, my FPS does increase. Yes. It was 328s. Not bad. Not bad for aircraft 328s. I do prefer my 228s though. But 328 spirits are pretty good. They are quite rare these days. Just like 747, slowly getting rare now. One day. It sounds odd to you. How so, Chris? How so? shortly. Something about our own descents. Is there going to be Mont Blanc in front of us? No, I don't think so. Mont Blanc's a bit more to our west, I think. Yes. Yeah, that's far, far west. Nowhere near us. Actually, it's not too far from us, but up ahead, that's going to be... I'm not quite sure then. I've got a map for that. What I can tell you is now flying overhead Lake Como. One of the more famous lakes out here in Italy. Lake Como. And over there, it's going to be the town of Como itself. Where are the pilots in the aircraft? I don't think these are default pilot models. No. They've got their own custom pilot models who have definitely seen better days, I must admit. His smile looks genuine at least. Co-pilots. Fair enough. What is over triple? What Drawyah has? I'm not quite sure that's flight fan. Check your FPS. You can use an overlay for that, Adam. So again, in my case, FlyLive Studio for that. With the frame rate counter. Jeez, never looks better. So, in terms of descent today, it's not too difficult to process. Down to an intercept of 5,000. Yes, intercept of 5,000. Check the radios, make sure that's all set. 108.75. Let's double check that on the database. Was it LS Zulu? Where is it? Yeah, Zulu Romeo LSZR. So, for rather say 10, it's 108.75, which I think was correct. CS 108.75, perfect. So we'll switch over to nav mode once we hit the approach phase for this flight. So it'll be very fun to approach this one, coming right over the lake, just one off, so don't get to spot some of that on your way in. So it'll be very fun to approach this. Have got scenery as well for the arrival, so you get to spot some of the, well, some of the town right by the lake. Oh, about Ramney system, fair enough. Yes, there you go, runway 10 today, which is the only runway so that's capable, I think. And taxi as well, very simple, straight on to November and into gates. If I look at the airport and roll live 2 seconds, where is it? There it is. Switch over to satellite mode. Yes, terminal itself, I guess it's quite self-explanatory. It's one building towards the west of the complex, and that seems to handle with all the traffic. I'm not sure I actually need to backtrack on the runway. That may kill a bit of time. The answer is yes, because that's the GA taxiway, so I'm going to have to backtrack on the runway and then cut across to the left. So landing, so it's not going to be on the Bravo. So November, we'll land on 10, backtrack 28, and it's onto Alpha parking. So I'll be sure to do that. So also Unicom 10. Start to our start today, which is the Rosa 3 Hotel, Going to be on the ILS 10 inbound from the south. There you go, that's perfect. So plug that, sort that approach now, and as soon as you're ready to communicate with the traffic on IVAO, we'll do so through that. Getting a bit bumpy now, flying over the mountains. There will be a few updrafts for us to deal with, so I'm probably going to turn the seatbelt sign on now. So people got to their seats. Next long haul, Adam, 2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, I've said a couple of times now.
Gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fastest seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Gosh, it's getting a bit bumpy now, isn't it? I've got to remember, we are flying at 20,000 feet, and yet already the mountains around us have definitely picked up a bit. What do you think? What do you think, Flight Simulator X? Well, Andrew, it's old, it's aged. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Microsoft Flight Simulator, definitely now the future over FSX. But FSX is always a classic for me. A platform I'll always look back on and enjoy, I guess. I can tell you now, because I've flown, I've not flown the ATR-72, but I have flown the 42. But imagine the, well, if you go through turbulence, you do feel turbulence in this thing, that's for sure. But hey, when I find Blue Irons later this year, I'll be sure to enjoy it. Do a few videos on it as well. Yes, Drawyah DO228. That's the big one. I'm excited for. Welcome Pro64. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. How are you today? How are you? Yeah, a few people said about Chinese rockets so far. I'm fully aware there's a Chinese rocket somewhere out there. Right, so we'll clear the mountains. We'll get to the flatter terrain just up ahead. So, clear the snow cover peaks for the lower peaks, and then we'll start our descent. Yeah, we're definitely shaking her a bit more now. Our altitude change has massively increased compared to earlier. The mountains having all their full effects on the aircrafts. What do you think of Euro Truck Simulator 2? I do enjoy it, Elliot. I do enjoy it. I know it's a little while now, but it's always a good thing to relax and drive, I guess, on distance. Oh, sorry, being racist now. Got a Polish rocket. Yeah, everyone knows Poland Balkan space. Right, let's start a descent, I guess, now. So an intercept down to 5,000, and then work it all out from there. Yeah, 6,000. So on vertical speed, do it at a rate initially of how's this going to work? We'll do 1,600 and then we'll increase it from there if required. A lot of this is going to be based on our own speed inputs today, based on our own throttle inputs. Click in now, so we're going to start our descent. Zooming again on the PFD. Let's get FlightControlReplay loaded. Nice and early, so I can focus on the approach today. Landing the ATR, well, it's not quite as difficult as a Q400. Q400, those are impossible to land. It should give us some leeway for the approach today. So yeah, could be worse. Could be a Q400. I didn't bounce where I muted them. So we're going to land very early today actually. What should be a 1 hour 25-minute flight. we've managed to do in about 40 minutes today, so I'm not one to complain today. Made some very good time indeed. Just got the shuttle back a bit more now. Won't increase our descent rates by much more, I don't think, because the fact that, well, descent rate wise already at 3 degrees, so any more than that's a bit of a problem. It's a very pretty approach, some very high peaks down below for us to be wary of. This'll be fine. By the way, our alternative is Frankfurt, so if for some reason we can't stick our landing at Altenrhein, our alternative today is Frankfurt, so we do get quite a big base for our second option. Welcome, Avid from India DJ, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Welcome back, Buster. Bus driver, welcome back, my friend. How you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. How are you today? Hope you're keeping yourself well at the moment. Passing through 15,000. Let's get the meter for arrival. Right, so Altenrhein has so it's 1207 knot winds, clouds visibility okay, 13 degrees centigrade, dew point 5, QNH 1014. In terms of weather at Altenrhein, it's pretty much spot on today. 1014 sets. 7 knots, slightest crosswind, nothing too major. Should be able to handle that without any problems today. Now leaving the higher bit of the Alps for the lower peaks, you can definitely tell where the well, you can see where the snow's melting, where the sun has actually penetrated through. It's a beautiful transition. That it's all shader based, all procedurally generated through Microsoft Flight Sim. It's a very, very smart way of doing things. I'm not too bad, bus driver. Not too bad. Had a good weekend so far. Hopefully, we can bring it to an end with a really good flight since it's Saturday. Then I can do it all again tomorrow. And then day off on Monday, so on Monday I think I'm going down to Brighton if the weather's pretty good. I have to do a bit of 3-on-3 rail bashing, I guess. No, Justin. To use the drone camera, I use an Xbox controller. Xbox moves the drone camera. So about to hit 10,000 shortly, so I'm going to, well, below 250 already, that's perfect. We're a little bit on the slow side now, so I'm going to increase our speed slightly. Also get out and done with. Activates the landing lights and taxi lights. Might also reduce our descent rate slightly. We've got about, is it 40 miles to go? 20 miles. Yeah, we've got a long time to go. So I'm going to reach our descent rate now. I'm going to bring it back to, whoops, other way. If anything, we're at maybe 500 feet per minute. All the time in the world for our descent today. Would I recommend Flight Factor 350? I mean, if you enjoy it, Trustful Gamer, then go for it. We recommend the mod. I've got no problem with the mod, Jordan. It's using the TJ4 cockpit, but at the end of the day, if you're on a simple hooky ATR, then it does the job for you. Depends how bored the 8020 are, I guess. But hey, for flights like this scenery here, you can't reduce it in a 320, you can't reduce it in a CRJ either, so there are some flights where the hooky ATR will come into saving grace, I guess. So we need to be at 8,000 for Zulu Romeo 675, Down to 6,000 for Sitor. So yeah, 8,000 by the next waypoint. Got plenty of time for that. If they update it, yes. If they update it, Alex, yes. At the moment, the answer is no. There's an issue with the navigation, LNAV, when you use CJ4. Working title, sorry. When you use working titles, there's an issue with the LNAV. So for now, I'm using without, but it is certainly possible if they sort out the navigation issue. Welcome, Magis, how you doing? Welcome to Chance Chat. How are you today? How are you doing? Alright, so there's the lake up ahead of us now. And that lake guides us right into the approach to the airport. So let's increase our descent rate slightly a bit more now. About 20-ish miles to go, so 1,000 feet per minute. Can increase it from there. Eventually, I'll switch over to nav source of localizer. We should let the course set correct for that as well. So the course for the runway is heading of 99. Halfway. Okay, so sets that course of 99. Well, that's already got it automatically. Yeah, it has found it. Fair enough, that's perfect. So I'll switch over to that later, once we hit the short final. Let's increase the center rate a bit more now. We are a little bit high at the moment, but nothing that a bit of bleeding speed won't cause, won't help with. That's down to 1. Welcome, Amy. How you doing? Welcome, Chance Chats. What the next big payload aircraft will be? Probably the Quality Wing 787 at the rate of things going at the moment, at least based on their kind of expected release time. Probably the Quality Wings, I'd say. As they seem to, well, try and push for a release relatively soon, all things considered. Back to the menu, zoom in once more. And into 10 miles. Change the nav mode over to localizer now, so got the approach button ready for us as well. Don't think there's a dedicated localizer button, so that we'll deal with later. Altitude spot on, you can see the horizontal diamonds, sorry, vertical diamonds picking up now, which is very good for us. Put a bit more speed in. Descent rate probably start minimising as well slightly. Hey, I've always got lives, Andrew. How you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. We always go live on this channel, don't you worry. So I activate approach mode now. So a little bit sharp initially, but it will take us onto the glide slope. I'll announce that we're on final now. Just passing on the 5,500. About 7 miles, order landing gear, and then bring the aircraft into land. Runway is in sight. It's quite a steep approach here at the airport today. down, flaps set for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing. Speed-wise, but a little bit more speed in the aircraft, a little bit more throttle. Aim for about 120 odd knots for the approach. Slow things down for the very short final. We're established. Let's do our pre-land checklist. So, gear down, gear 3 white through green, flap set for landing, cabin secure, we had landing clearance. Pre-land checklist is complete. Yeah, expect to arrive 38 minutes. The passengers, they'll be quite happy with that. Head of schedule, drop it by, well, 30 minutes I guess. We'll be definitely down before the, before rates, that's a guarantee I guess. My word, it's not a beautiful approach. We have the replays as well, so don't forget. Yeah. Do stick around for the replays, you'll see it from the passenger point of view. Little preview, I guess. Very nice. But hey, first things first, let's actually land the aeroplane. On the left side, like, spend time on your vacation. Oh, do you, bus driver? So out there, do you? Very nice. Man, Switzerland is a beautiful country. It's not cheap. My word, somewhere I'd love to spend a good little while exploring. No, Hendrik, it's a freeware aircraft. Freeware add-on. You should know, Kendall, we don't go into politics on this channel. Disconnect. Slightly resense the approach to that. Now manual control. 2 reds, 2 whites. Getting a little bit high now. Throttle. Oof. That's a set. A bit heavy on the touchdown there. Bit of a bounce. But hey, for a steep approach, what are you going to say about it? Getting that nose wheel down. Slow things down. Got the reversers.
Welcome to Switzerland. The local time is 8:34.
Well, that was a landing. That was a heavier landing, I must say. That was a heavier landing. Firm, but fair. Hey, it was a steep approach, guys. Don't blame me for that one. Let's loop plane around. Let's backtrack.
We thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth.
Because that taxiway there is only wide enough for GA aircrafts. Our wings are too wide to get past those buildings. Flaps up. It's landing with authority. There you go, Wally. It's landing with authority. So we're going to taxi via Alpha. Alpha straight to the gates. Let's have a look around for the traffic around us. There was an aircraft that was following us, so they are currently presumably on the approach now. Yes, they are. So they're on the approach. They'll be landing in about 5 minutes, so it's a good amount of time for us. It's a very nice scenery though, I must say. We're making that shot final in. The scenery out the window looks absolutely fantastic. That almost certainly looks like a real world scene. Maybe it's just something to do with the aircraft and the windows even, playing effects on that, the lighting or something. But the scenery today has been phenomenal. No doubt about that. Phenomenal. Right, so the airplane down now. Exit runway to the right. Gonna kill the landing lights. Going to stay on our valet. We're gonna now clear the runway. We have got some ground crew to greet us, which is pretty good. So runway vacated, turn that. Turn off the transponder. And there's our ground crew. So, ones, hopefully. Yes, should get one to that one as well. Right, point brake sets, engines, 2 cut, 1 cut, and there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Altenrhein. The local time right now is approximately 22 there, and the temperature outside being 15 degrees centigrade, and nice and warm, nice and dry for you to see the aircraft today. Very shortly open the door, allows you to spot the aircraft, and we thank you for choosing InterSky as you carry today. Cabin crew, disarm doors, and cross-check. So we'll silence those, let the greet passengers, I guess. It's our final farewells. I don't know, will the main door open this? Something that is modelled? The answer is no, it's not. So, yeah, there's no animations really, no door you can open, that's all locked away. Kill the taxi lights as well, kill the beacon stripes. Nav light stays on, that's fine. And that is the end of that, I guess. See the flights. Well, did Adam guess correctly the touchdown rate? Oh, brace. No, not a bad flight, that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. More X-flight deboarding. For the most part, the aircraft should be pretty much empty already. There you go. So, a few more passengers left on board, but slowly disembarking. We will finish the flight on Volanta. So, Volanta will finish tracking. There we go. Disconnects from IVAO. In fact, how's the other aircraft doing? If they're on short final, then maybe we'll give them a go. Let's have a quick look. On a short final, I'm a little bit off. The answer is no visual, I don't think. If there was visual, we'd have waited, but I think they're a bit far off than I thought, actually. Yeah, they've got about 10 minutes or so to the arrival, so I think we'll have to get some out, I'm afraid, today. Hey, very pretty scenery. Right, ends the flight on PACX. Have the report. So 30887, ATR-72 600 from Whoops. From Marina Di Campo to Altenrhein, 1 hour flight time on the dot. Plan departure 2045, departure 2033. Plan arrival 2140, arrival 2035. So yes, 1 hour flight, pretty much exact today. 43 passengers on board. Overall satisfaction 96%. 354 landing feet per minute with a block time of 1 hour and 12 minutes. We're moderately ahead of schedule. That was 30 minutes arrival there today. Glad to recommend you at work. Glad you're early. Nothing better if you've been like drinks. And there's our passenger list there. I'll drop the flight reports in chat. So if you wish to look at your flight, if you wish to look at the flight reports in detail, sorry, my English is falling apart now. Are you guys still talking? Or is chat just completely frozen? I think it's just completely died on me. There, that's our flight reports. Notice the aircraft actually might be on a short final now. The map is updated and they seem to be a bit closer now. Problem is I just can't see them yet. Just can't see them. They're over the lake. Speed at the moment, speed is 213 knots, so they're doing good speed. Question is, how much more can we drag it out, I guess? Start recording the replay. We'll give them another minute. We'll have a look at the scenery. Have a very good scenery there. So freeware scenery off of FlightControlReplay, so worth having a look. Okay, slight colour change there. Apart from that, everything else is pretty much spot on. Yeah, it's nice scenery, free to download. Definitely worth a look if you're interested in this little bit of land here in Altenrhein. The model flight report, that's PACX, Forbes. That's PACX. TFDi design PACX. Big traffic lights over there. Big traffic lights. Got a visual. Phew, what is that speed? Here they come. It's a fast approach to that. Now that's landing with authority. Did they even have enough runway to stop? No. They're long gone. Bye bye. Is that a go around? Yeah, they've gone around. That was not very well executed. Fair play to them. Right, let's have a car replay, shall we? So just from IVAO, thank you for the service. So that's the reason why we landed firm today. No firm landing equals whatever that was.
500.
Right, let's have a the replay, shall we? So do a few from internal, we'll do a few from external. Especially scenery today. I think a few, bit of a mix, but pretty good, I think. So this is the left-hand side of you first. This bit, it's not so much land to see, but especially as we hit the coast, it starts to look very, very good indeed. Give you flight routes and how long it is. What aircraft's his message, Chris? Chris, fly from Luton to Moscow in the 320. There you go. Luton to Moscow, A320. Short final in. There's the little terminal. Yeah, that was a firm landing. There's no sugarcoating that one today, guys. That was a firm landing. Yeah, nose Forbes. Always happy to answer questions. Gosh, our nose wheel's definitely not going down today either. That nose wheel's bouncing around like crazy. Definitely got to work on the ATR. It's an aircraft I think I'll do a bit more practice in the future. Okay, I said fair enough, I won't do too many flights in it, but doesn't mean I'll do no flights. Still definitely an aircraft worth tripping around in. So here's the right hand side view. Here's a view of the kind of the lake's coast we flew in. The scenery is beautiful out here. Microsoft Flights, the way it's rendered the entire world like this, it's absolutely stunning. Luton to Moscow, Chris. Luton to Moscow. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Compare this to an approaching FSX in this airport. I can imagine it's a whole different world there. Every building you see is in every real place. Every tree is in every real place. The roads, I think that's a railway there. So good. No, Lazlo, this does not use the CG4 cockpit mod. It does not. So, short final then. Decent scenery. Use X-Plane 11. That's good. Like, seriously good. Yeah, I mean, X-Plane's decent. Compared to FSX and X-Plane's... Sorry, yeah, FSX and P3D, X-Plane does look good. But this is a whole new level. I can't imagine how much those passengers were thrown around during landing. That's why I wear seatbelts, V. That's why I wear seatbelts. Short final then. Nice and steady approach. And touchdown. A second now. Nose gear will just drop. There we go. It raises again, and then it drops. Alright, we'll do a tail view landing, because that nose drop is something worth looking at. Oof, it's a good angle as well for tail view this, actually. A very, very good angle this. If there's no scene in the plane, passage gone to the moon. Was it that bad? I don't know if I'm seeing FlyLive Studio software right. You've shown it on stream, but some things are missing. You have to set up the overlay itself, gaming guy. It's a lot of manual work you have to get it to actually appear. There you go, short final then. Low over to the runway. In terms of touchdown marks, actually, I think touchdown markers were spot on. Okay, just past it. Not by much, just past it. It wasn't the end of the world. Absolutely. You can walk away from it. That's the main thing that matters. Right, let's do a few different views. So we'll do... Gosh. I mean, that's not a good sign. That nose wheel, gosh, that was violence. Hang on, we'll do the whole thing in fill again, because that nose wheel action is... Wow. Barely get that nose down. Should have put more nose pressure, I think, on that one. So, over the short, over the road, over the fence and runway threshold. Have a look. Right, so there's touchdown now. So there's touchdown. Nose wheel still running in the air. Still running in the air. Legend has it, ITK-867 is still running in the air. There you go. First contact. Bounce. Back in the air again. There's a second bounce. Bang! That's a proper impact, that. The whole suspension can barely keep the airplane up. That's... Wow, hang on. Let's get close on that nose wheel. Right up on that nose wheel. That's what we're looking at today. Here we go. Watch the suspension on this. This is... I'm surprised it's still in one piece. Yeah, too bad there's no VR. There you go. Right, so... There's the flare. Rear wheels touchdown. Would have collapsed here. Oh, it could have done, Clark. It could have done. There you go. First contact. Wheels are rolling. Bang! Wow. Passengers would have felt that. Passengers absolutely have felt that. What version is this? This is the working cockpit version, Lazo, which is the CJ4 cockpits. Yeah, let's pretend that didn't happen. Apart from that, everything else. It's a good flight that. The scenery as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Nice wheelies. If especially has scoliosis, this would be the definition. Certainly not comparable to my 787 flight, that's for sure. The 787 flight, that was a fantastic landing. This, standard ATR, I guess. Sense line as well, not really there, is it? But then again, could be worse, because that A319 that managed to, well, overshoot the runway. Crazy high speeds, and, well, kind of attempts landing with that. So there we go. Nose bounces down. And then we bring the aircraft to a slow speed. Bring it back to taxi. So, yeah, I guess that is the end of our flight today. Got one more flight tomorrow, that'll be in the A320 flying from Berlin, Brandenburg to Innsbruck, so definitely tune for that one, should be a lot of fun. That was the flights from Marina... hang on, 2 seconds. So that was a flight from Marina Di Campo to Altenrhein. That was the ATR-72 with working cockpits, which is this aircraft here. Once again, if you're looking for a good bit of scenery in Flight Sim, then definitely check out the Project Coastline stuff, which also includes... so again, if you buy Tuscany, you'll get free Machu Picchu and Cornwall as well, so definitely worth a look if you're looking at some freeware sceneries as well. So just get three add-ons in one, can't complain really. And there's also another one it comes with as well, which is like wild location, so actually not a bad look. Yeah, but apart from that, thank you all very much for watching. You take care of yourselves. Volanta was a 2G landing that. Didn't the ATR to survive that? Yes, that was a flight to forget, I guess. Well, it happens. It happens. Did that other guy ever land? The answer is... well, not active on IVAO anymore, so presumably he did. Right, thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another Microsoft Flight Sim stream. Have a good one, and good night.